Hello, my name is Jimmy and welcome to the BMW M550i with xDrive. Before I tell you a little bit more about the car, I think it's customary to just give this car a quick acceleration test just to see exactly what M550 is all about. So, traction on sport mode, put it into sport. It's a lot of sport setting. Foot on the brake, accelerator, launch. Woohoo! Okay, that's very quick. And there's no doubt that it's quick. 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds. That's insane. And 3.6 seconds is what just BMW says. Independent testing has proven that it's faster than that. It's faster than the previous generation M5. And there's less power in this, but it's still a lot. This 2020 BMW M550 got a horsepower bump. It's now up to 523 horsepower. That's 67 horsepower more than the previous model. And there's also 553 pound-feet of torque from this 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8. This is an amazing machine. But as the title shows, is this the best BMW non-MM car? I personally think so. Because when you buy an actual M car, like an M3, an M5, that's, well, a little bit more hardcore. It's stiffer. It's more cutting edge than, well, the M550 would be. The M550 is still a very good, relaxed daily driver. As I'm driving right now, in comfort mode, it feels like any other car. But when I need to, I just stomp on that accelerator pedal, and it just goes, like I would demonstrate right now. Okay, too quick. This car will get you in a lot of trouble very, very quickly. And that's definitely a downside if you don't have a well-managed right foot. If you do, yeah, you should be okay. The M550 is like a football player in a suit. You know he's buff, you know he's fast, and you know he can take you out. But in a suit, he just, he looks like a regular guy. He doesn't look like he can just tackle you and take you on a wild ride. But this certainly can. Let's talk about its looks just a little bit. For 2020, there are some minor tweaks on the front end and the sides of the M550. I personally love how it looks. The front end, the laser headlights are really, really nice. Unfortunately, the North American laser headlights are not the same as the European versions. They don't kind of like dip around vehicles and around pedestrians. They do have like the automatic high beam, but they're just not as full featured as the European versions. It's just our laws here in North America are just a little outdated and we can't have all those nice technologies. But it's still a very nice front end. We have active grille shutters to give you maximum fuel efficiency. And on the side of the M550, we have the subtle good looks. I mean, it's nice, but it's not in your face. When you're driving down the street, no one's gonna look at this and think, oh, is that something special? Because it, honestly, from the looks, it doesn't look anything like it. It's a subtle restrained styling, which I personally like. So you don't get, too much attention from it. But you do have this little M badge on the side, and it's in this satin finish, which I really like as well. Got skirts on the bottom, and then onto the rear, we have lovely LED tail lights. I mean, it's a good looking car overall, but definitely not something that stands out from the crowd. What about the inside? Well, the whole suit analogy works in here as well because it's absolutely beautiful in here. You got soft touch materials basically everywhere you can feel. Leather, soft touch on the bottom, and it's even on the bottom of the door cards, where generally automakers use cheaper plastic materials. Well, this still is a plastic material, but it's still soft touch. It's squishy down here, and that's very nice. There's carpeted below, and I mean, it's a very, very nice cabin. The cluster has been updated. I got a very nice digital display that includes a counterclockwise rev counter, which personally I'm okay with, but I know some people just hate it because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Personally, it's fine. It's symmetrical, which I personally like. The only thing is, it is a full digital display, but you can't use it as much as Audi's. Because Audi's full digital display, well, you can have maps, you can have a lot of information on there. BMW stepped away from that. There is quite a bit of information that it can show, but it's reduced. And there's even a full reduced mode, which I personally really like, because it shows almost nothing on that display. Above, we do have a pretty good heads-up display. In sport mode, it actually shows you your revs as well. And when you press the menu button on the steering wheel, it shows you your audio menu. Not bad. You're still able to keep your eyes on the road while adjusting your menu options. To the right, we have our lovely BMW Infotainment System. It works really well. I mean, it's full touchscreen and you still get the xDrive control knob, so you can use whatever way you want. And there's gesture control, so you can twirl your fingers up and down to reduce and increase audio. You can go this way and that way to, well, go to the next and backwards track. There are literally 3 different ways for you to control the volume now. And I personally don't think this is any better than using the steering wheel control or that volume knob that's right there. But hey, it is a feature and it's something that's cool to show off your friends, when you first get into it. If you're thinking this 10-inch display is a little small, well, for 2021, they increased it by 2 inches. It's now a 12-inch display. So if 10's a little too small for you, you can step up to a 12 in the following year. Personally, this is mighty big already. It's not too distracting, and it shows me everything I want, and there's wireless CarPlay. I mean, it has everything that you really need already. And because there's so much customization you can do, this menu, I'm more inclined to pull over to the side and play with the menu system and adjust the things I need before I start driving along, just because how much there is inside. But what's nice is there are physical controls right on the bottom, and the stuff that you generally would need, it's right at your fingertips, and you're very easily able to control it. But the more advanced stuff, like controlling your car settings, controlling the heated and cooled seats, and controlling the massaging seats, may take a little bit more fiddling. As below, we do have our Hvac controls here. I mean, it works fine. Like I said, the main controls have physical buttons right off to the side. But the heated and cooled seats and the fan control, it's on this little touchscreen that's down here. So you do kind of have to take your eyes off the road to control that. Alright, so that's the interior in a nutshell. Let's talk about driving experience. BMWs are known for their driving pleasure. And certainly for the M550, it's, well, a very, very good driving machine. I mean, it's in their slogan, isn't it? The ultimate driving machine. And it kind of varies on how you want to drive the vehicle and what mode you're in. Right now, I'm in comfort, and it's very comfortable. The M550 is super soft and supple. Driving along, it feels like, well, any other 5 Series or any other executive sedan. It's just really comfortable. But you put it in sport, and the engine wakes up. The suspension stiffens up, and you definitely do get a better driving experience. But what I will say, even in full sport mode, the M550 is quite soft. It's definitely not as hardcore as the M5, which I think it's exactly what the buyers are looking for. What you're really buying the M550 for is that engine, the M5 engine that you get under the hood. And the 3.6 seconds 0 to 100, it's ridiculous. It truly is. Because the M5, yes, the standard M5, it's at 3.2 seconds. It's only a little bit slower than that. And the M5 Comp is 3.1. So if you're only talking about straight line speed, the M550 is pretty darn close. But honestly, the most surprising thing about the M550, it's its fuel efficiency. When I have EcoPro turned on, I was actually able to reach the EPA mark of 20 miles per gallon combined. And that's surprising because I have a big honking 4.4 liter V8. I mean, it makes 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. I could not believe that I was able to get 20 miles per gallon combined. That's very surprising to me. Overall, I mean, the M550 is everything that you need in a performance sedan. It's ridiculously fast. It drives very, very well. and it's comfortable. So it's the best of all worlds. No, you're not going to take an M550 to a track day. I'm sure it'll do fine, but I think it's just a little too soft for that. But if you're thinking about the entire BMW 5 Series lineup, you got one for every single situation. If you just want an executive sedan in terms of looks, the base 530 is there for you. If you want something more fuel efficient, the 530e is there for you. You want a little bit more power? You got the 540. And then if you want even more, you got the 550. And if that's not enough, you got the M5. So it has a vehicle for every single range of performance that you actually want. And that's really why the 5 Series is still the king. But being the king doesn't come cheap. This exact model that we have here, as tested, is 101,000 Canadian dollars, or about 94,000 US as expected on the BMW website. It's definitely not cheap, but I mean, if you're looking at an executive sedan like this, you probably aren't too concerned about the price point anyways, nor the fuel efficiency, because all you want is that skinny pedal on the right and the sounds that come with it. Sport mode. I'm definitely not gonna get tired of that. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Like the video if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what your thoughts are on the M550 in the comment section down below. Do you think this is better? Personally, if it was my money, I love this. I really do. But I think just a little bit. I want the E53 AMG. Just because it's a little bit more sensible for daily routine, which kind of the M550 is all about. In any case, like I said, like it if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Have a great day, and take care.